So did
Oops, we
this
haven't
take you
recorded
hours,
any of
days,
that.
or weeks? Yeah, we're just recording now.
Yeah, but it made little cards for each person that has a face on it. It has what their name is, what their strengths are, what their personality is like, and a sample prompt to give them to do something for you. They're actually really cute.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a very eye-opening. I don't know how many weeks. When did I first tell you about AI bots, Terza?
Oh, 2 weeks ago, I think, because I think you told me before I
Was it
went to
2 weeks
Huntsville.
ago? I thought it was for longer than that.
Oh,
We've done a
maybe.
lot in the last 2 weeks then.
Yes. Are you using agent mode yet?
I'm just trying to,
Uh-oh, you froze.
So it seems
I haven't put it
like
in agent mode. I've just created the bots. I've got to go in and put them each create a G
yeah.
Does,
So
I'm sorry, am I
GPT
the
for
only
each
one
one.
that doesn't know how to create a bot?
because you can do that as
No, I don't either.
I don't. I'm sorry,
Okay.
you're, it's way over my head because I don't even know how to create a bot.
Okay, Helen's been calling them bots. They're actually what she's been creating as GPTs.
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so let
and I'm
me,
thinking the agent is the next iteration. It seems like the GPTs were a a first iteration of what we're now using as agents, right?
hmm
yes. Or we will be moving there. So we still have, and I'll just share some of my GPTs. So for example, Terza's blog partner. It is. Right. So this is a GPT or a personal or a customized GPT general purpose transformer. I don't remember what that stands for at the moment. But let me dip here just real quick behind the scenes. These are some of the things we've been talking about in previous open AI or open office hours. This is a GPT. You can, as Helen has been doing, you to create it to begin with, you give it a prompt about what it is you want it to accomplish, and then it goes off and it creates basically a little bot that does that. In this case, so that's what Helen's been doing, and she does it super, super well. So her prompts have been amazing. I'm starting to do it that way too. I took a different approach when I started. I went to ChatGPT itself and said, I want to create a GPT that does X. And it said, okay, these are the instructions you give it. So it would give me the instructions, which I would just copy and paste in here.
Can you make that type larger? I can't see it even on the big screen.
Okay, yep, not a problem. Let's make it bigger. There, is that better?
It's a little better, yeah.
I can make it a little bit bigger. Thank you for that. So now you can see we gave it a name, Terza's blog partner. I had ChatGPT create a little image for it. And then these are the instructions that it told me to paste in. And this is all the information I gave it in a separate chat. So then here's the instructions. And then conversation starters, it would have been, you know, when you get those little samples at the bottom of your screen when you enter a chat, it would have provided those. So this was probably not my best example to show you. Then you can tell it to use, you start with a specific model. I just said they can pick any one they want. And then I went ahead and chose all the capabilities. I didn't know if it would need these, but I wanted to have it all just in case. And then you can also give it specific actions. And then you, over here, while you're in this screen, you can give it prompts to test what you've created so far, and then go back over here and make adjustments. So you kind of go back and forth until you have something that's useful for you, and then you click update. And then when you do that, I'll just go ahead and do that even though I didn't make any changes. Oh, well, right now it says it's invite only. It usually gives me a way to share the GPT. So they may be changing things on the back end, or maybe that's how this one was set up. So this was one example. I'll show you one that I've done recently using Helen's method of doing this. So I've been having a lot of fun with, hold on, where is it? I've been creating smoothies. A smoothie GPT. And for this one, I did exactly what Helen had said, and I actually I told it what it is I wanted to accomplish all in this box, and it went ahead and in fact, not only did it generate what I wanted, it asked me, well, would you like this? And would you like this? And would you like this? And I said, yes. And
And
so
it fills in the configure side for you when you do it on the create side here.
there it is.
So instead of sitting there going, oh, what am I going to call this thing? Or what do I want it to do? And all of that, you just open type in the create side, and then it fills in this side for you.
Yes. So then it put in, it gave the title after I said yes. It put in the description. It put all these instructions together. So I didn't have to type anything in. This was all created by it. It actually created the conversation starters, which you see over here. And then if I wanted to upload some of my own existing recipes or something, or other instructions, I could have done that here. And again, I still didn't choose a model. I let people choose what they want. And I didn't give it access, or it didn't put in code interpreters and data analysis, so I didn't put it in there either. And the result is, let's go back out of here. I've been having a blast with it. Let me just show you some of the smoothies that it has created. Basically what I do is I say, these are the ingredients I have, and it goes off and creates really amazing and wonderful recipes that I just been going to throw in the blender, take pictures of, and I have posted some of them on my Facebook feed.
And rather than typing all your ingredients, just take photographs of what's in your pantry, your cupboards, your freezers, your refrigerator, and all of that, and upload those pictures, and it will create the lists and the recipes from the pictures.
Yes, that is. So here's the amazing thing, guys, is I visited my dentist, what was it, yesterday afternoon, day before yesterday. And, I'm in the dentist chair and the hygienist is doing, what she's supposed to be doing. And so we're having a conversation in between things going in and out of my mouth. And so I'm telling her about AI. I do this and I do this. And she says, what do you do with it? So I said, go home, take a picture of your refrigerator, upload it to ChatGPT, and ask what you can make for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And her eyes get this big.
Hey,
So
Terza, can you create a separate ChatGPT account for your personal use? So you separate it from your work? Or when you're on your computer, it just recognizes you as one person all the time?
yeah, I don't create a separate account. I do it all in there, but the difference is, let me move this out of the way again. A long time ago, when I figured out I could do this, let me get back to sorry, I keep moving things around. Let's just go back to new chat for the moment. What I did a long time ago, and now I can't see it. I was going to tell you, I gave it customized instructions about myself. Here we go, customized ChatGPT, which you can have for sure with the paid version. I don't know if you get it with the free version. But it's, if you click down on your account, then you click on customize ChatGPT, and here it is. This is where you give it information. So I want it to call me by my name. I said, I tell it what it is I do. I even told it how to pronounce my name. And so I gave it a lot of things. Apparently, there's more things that I could have added. And then I gave it some more information. So this is about me personally and professionally. What I've read from other people, some people take their LinkedIn profile and just copy and paste it in here.
Say hello.
So I find it extremely useful. And the other thing it does is it remembers, and I don't know if I have access to it now, it remembers all of my chats.
Get down. Get down.
So even if I didn't customize it, I could find it, my saved memories. I've twice now cleaned out the saved memories because either some of them were out of date, or I just wanted to start over because I wanted it to, I just wanted it to begin. So I begin again. So I copied all of the saved memories in a separate file, and I just had it begin again. But I've always allowed it to reference my entire chat history, including the archived stuff. So does that help answer your question, Dean?
Well, not exactly. You know, in other words, in my professional life, sometimes I'm like you're doing, I'm sharing my screen and so forth with my customers or doing presentations and so forth. And, I don't want it to come up with my personal questions about health or vacation trips and things like that. I would like it to focus on just my work when I'm working, and then I want to be able to, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, if I have a health question or I have something that's very personal, I would like to keep that separated from my regular ChatGPT account, that my clients wouldn't, accidentally see or, read or whatever.
There's one way you can do that. I'll share my screen again so I can show you. So move this out of the way. Over here, you can see that the first part is, these are my GPTs. These are both the GPTs I've either created or other ones that I've played with that other people have created. So that's my first list. The next list is this section called projects. So what I can do here is I can create a project. Let's just say my personal project, or just say my personal conversations. But I could do it also as a professional project. So I just want to give you an idea what it would be like from the beginning. And here, now, I can specifically tailor this to whatever I want. So Dean, if you have, instead of saying my personal conversations, you could have a project per client, so that when you're sharing, the client only sees this particular project. For this,
okay.
you can add specific files that are specific to that type of work that you're doing there. I've done this.
So I would just click, in other words, if I was sharing my screen with a client or whatever, I could just click on the name of that folder, and all of our interface would be within that folder.
Right. Now, the other thing you can do, so that's one thing, is now you can see, if I scroll down here, you can see, hold on, all of my chats. Well, you're right. Like I probably don't need to share all of this stuff. So what I could do, for example, is click on the three dots next to it, and I could either archive them or rename them. If I archive them, they're still available to me, but nobody
They're
will
not in
see
the
that.
list.
They're not in my list. Nobody
Okay.
will see them.
All
So
right,
that's
thank
the
you.
other thing you can do. The one other additional thing, of course, is just to do that. Just to close the sidebar. Now, I did read something interesting just this morning about ChatGPT chats. As you may recall, I have shared with you some chats, like in the email after the meeting, it turns out anytime you share a chat, not just with your audience, but with anybody, it becomes public and apparently is searchable by Google search. So you want to be careful about that. Not all of your chats, just the ones that you've shared with somebody else. So that's important. My personal reference for that is back when I worked for Digital Equipment Corporation in the 1980s. One of the things we always said in our engineering sections was never put in an email something that you would mind if it was published on the front page of the Boston Globe. So always remembering that, put anything you want in your email, just know that it might possibly be accessible by the entire world at some point, which actually has turned out to be true. Yes, go ahead, Joseph.
Terza, when you say chat, and we're talking about the internet, that could always be anything that goes out through the internet, or Facebook, or YouTube, or whatever,
Yes,
or even with ChatGPT.
as long as you've made that chat string public, it's searchable on the internet.
So once it becomes social,
Mhm.
then that's public.
Yep. Yep. But as long as you never share like if this little chat, as long as I never share it with anyone, nobody else will see it except the OpenAI developers themselves could see it, but they prefer not to necessarily know what's you individual are doing. They want to know more about what's happening in the aggregate. However, Sam Altman has also published that if you do anything criminal and OpenAI is subpoenaed for your information, they have the obligation to share it.
I can't continue to bring in tons of dangerous drugs anymore.
What was your question again?
That was a joke. My
Okay.
sick sense of humor.
Bad actors will continue to try to trick the AIs into doing bad things, basically. So,
Oh,
but others will also continue using it as a super helpful tool, which is really what it's meant to be. So I think the more of us who use it in a way that's helpful for ourselves and for everyone, the better off we'll be.
hey, Teresa, how do I book? I'd like to book you for a half hour or an hour.
Yes,
How do I do that?
I will put my calendar link in the chat so that you can do that. So give me a moment while I.
That smoothie thing was hilarious.
It even has a smoothie tarot. So, so let's see. It's actually easier than you might think. I just I don't remember where I have it. Okay, here we go. I will put my calendar link in the chat and feel free to use it. Let's go back to here and chat. And there it is. And for those, I will record them, do my best to answer your questions, maybe even create a strategy with you, and then share the recording with you afterwards. And then if you want to book further sessions, it depends on what it is we talk about. So comments, anyone, more questions? something else I can
If
share?
anybody's interested, I can share my screen and show what the AI bot personality cards look like.
Yes, please.
This one.
Because you are ahead of the game.
So these are my different AI bots. You got Amber here, who does newsletter and email copywriting. There's Atlas, who is my AI content curator, sorry. And you can see they've got all different, this is their lead, this is my lead magnet muse. These are her strengths, her sample prompting. I even have one for the kitchen, Basil. And channel architect for faceless content. So if you're doing like an Instagram account or a TikTok account where you don't want a face on it, Chrome is the one for that. You got Clarity, who is data and analytics whisperer. And so these are things that ChatGPT's come up with for names. I did not name them. But these are my bots, and even have a fitness one in there. And this is Flynn. She does my newsletters for me each week. Flint is my thriller guy. He helps me write he's going to be helping me write my thrillers when I get back into that mode. I got a funding strategist for doing grant writing. My ancestral biographer for my genealogy. Yeah, and the genealogy one will also translate handwritten documents as well, which is kind of cool.
Helen
Yes.
and Terza. So you guys it looks to me like you're using your GPTs kind of like what I'm using because of my lack of knowledge of AI, being a novice. I was the best organization I came up with was just projects. But you
Yeah.
guys, you're making it, I don't know, same as a project or even better by creating an AI partner, and you're calling them GPTs.
Well, I didn't know that they could be called GPTs at the time until I asked them what the ChatGPT agents were, and they said, "Oh, that's your bots." And I said, "So I can create them as GPTs?" And they went, "Yep." And I went, "Okay." So whenever I have a question, I just go into ChatGPT and I ask the question there instead of going to Google and Googling the questions, because some of the times this thing comes up with the most. This is the one I use for my translation and stuff for genealogy.
Helen, how many
So
of
you're
these do you
using-
have?
About 37 of them.
Holy moly.
Well, every time I come up with an idea, I'll go and say, "Okay, who on my team does this?" And they'll turn around and they'll go, "Oh, we don't have anybody for that." I said, "Then we need somebody on the team to do that. Let's get a new member in here."
Now, do these, you said rather than go out to ChatGPT, you ask one of these agents or these bots, do they constantly update their information so that you're able to
They
get?
are constantly learning. Every time I ask them to do something that's within their wheelhouse, then they will do that, and I'll say, "Okay, next time we do something like this, I want da 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 da," and so we will go and change things. So the next time that we use them, they've got the updated information to use. And because they're GPTs, I can now go in and update in the create side. I can go and update the information there and then save the GPT, and the GPT will automatically have it saved. But yeah, I have a few
Wow.
all for different things, and this one does all my branding stuff.
And do you get ChatGPT to guide you as far as, like you say, I need somebody on the team that will do this? Let's say like you had a dramatic copyright person. Maybe you only know that you need someone that writes dramatic copyright. How do you fill in the details of what the requirements should be?
I just say I need somebody that does this. Like in this case, I needed somebody who could create quotes for me. So Quilly was created in order to create quotes, and they will pull out quotes from my podcast for me. They will pull out quotes from, if I turn around and say, "Okay, I need somebody to create a quote that covers this topic," and so she'll come up with an original quote that I can then claim as mine. She'll also with the quotes go into my podcasts and stuff and pull out information and my newsletters, and she'll pull quotes in that I can use in my newsletters, that I can use in my podcast, that I can use to create a meme to post onto Instagram. And Reels is the one that creates the post to go on Instagram with. I say to Quilly and Reels, I say, okay, Quilly, I need a quote for this, and Reels, I need you to create a post for it to go onto Instagram. And then this is Reels. He's my one that does all my
So
stuff
the
that-
person, the bot that you've created to take those quotes and put them on Instagram, they're able to just do those functions basically as an agent for you. You're not.
I just tell it what I need, and it goes in. You know, if I say to Quilly, I need a quote that covers this topic over here. Give me 5 quotes that cover this topic. And so she'll come up with 5 quotes, and I'll say to Reels, okay, I'm going to create each one of these as a meme. I already have the backgrounds done, but I need the thing to go into Instagram. I need an Instagram post to go with this meme so I can post it on Instagram. And he'll go, there you go. And he'll come up with all of the hashtags, and I make it keyword heavy. So it will do all of that for me. And he already knows that it has to be keyword heavy. It needs hashtags. So I don't need time to say, just create the Instagram post to go with each of these, quotes that Quilly's created. Yeah. It's
Helen?
kind of cool. Yo.
Did you say that you have these agents operating within Go High Level, or do they just post things that you then copy and paste into Go High Level?
I am starting to use them in Go High Level. So I've created the opportunities in there. I've got 16 different opportunities in there. And we've gone through and we've put who owns that opportunity, and it will have an AI bot name there. So I've created all the AI bots as part of my team and within Go High Level, because I had a message from Ryan saying, there's all of these, you've suddenly got a team of like, I think it was like 8 we put in there. And I go, yeah, I said, that's my AI bot thing that I'm using within Go High Level. He's like, okay.
So those are ChatGPT agents, or those are Go High Level agents? Those are
They're
bots within Go.
ChatGPT agents that now have profiles within my Go High Level account. I have 16 opportunities in there that I am working on with different things for different types of income coming in. And these ChatGPT these ChatGPT bots have been assigned to different opportunities.
And
there's
are you
also side ones as well. So it's not just, you'll have like the main bot, and then you'll have a couple of assistants, as one of the other bots will be an assistant for it.
But are you the glue that, when you see something and you go to the bot and then you copy from what the bot puts and then you paste it into Go High Level, or have you actually been able to integrate, have some level of
I
integration?
haven't figured out the integration thing yet.
Okay, got it. And
It's just
are
copy
there?
and paste at the moment.
Thank you. I got that. Now, are there any for you and for anyone, Terza or anyone? Is this capability of having these multiple agents or GPTs? Is that capable? Is this ChatGPT only, or do the other AI providers have this similar capability? Do you know?
Sorry, Claude AI is one.
That's going to be a Terza question, because I don't know.
Claude,
Terza, you said Claude AI has this capability as well?
yes, they don't call them, Claude doesn't call them GPTs, but Claude already has the ability to create agents for you.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't played
Great.
much with it. I haven't played with it at all, but I know Claude does it. But I also know there are already preceding all of this. There are what they have called vibe coding these days. There are a lot of vibe coding tools that are already out there. One was referenced 2 weeks ago by an attendee here. He uses one called Lovable. There's one created out of China called Manus, M-A-N-U-S. There's one called Replit, R-E-P-L-I-T. So there's any number of them. You can probably just ask ChatGPT, where can I go find vibe coding agents, or
VIBE coding?
VIBE, vibe. They call it vibe coding because you don't even need to have any programming experience. It's vibe coding because you're just giving it, like the way Helen was designing her GPTs in the first place. You just tell it what you want and it goes off and creates it.
Mhm.
Canva is another one, Canva AI. If you go into Canva and you say, I mean, I created a gratitude journal prompter using vibe coding. I went over to Canva AI and I said, I want to try it out. So I want this. And it, just like I referenced with ChatGPT, it had this screen showing me exactly what it was doing for like 18 minutes or something. In the end, though, it gave me a link to a website via Canva. It was in Canva, where I could go test it out. So it's called, look it up on the web, ask ChatGPT about it, Vibe, VIBE, vibe coding. And
Got it.
you will be blown away by what you can do. Yeah.
So if I wanted to start getting in, as I do, I want to start getting into creating agents, and I haven't done this at all, would you recommend just starting with the big one? I mean, does Claude have any advantages where you would say, well, if you're doing this, go with Claude, but otherwise just go with OpenAI?
Claude's been doing it longer than OpenAI.
Doing it longer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And OpenAI if I wanted to get help from the community, is there still more support for Claude, or is OpenAI kind of taken over because of their footprint?
It depends on what you call community. There's certainly Reddit forums. There's a really great guy that I really enjoy what he posts on X, because he discovered vibe coding with Grok some time ago. But then now he goes into some of these other tools and he just does these little videos directly on X. I'll post his name in the when I send out the email.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's amazing. The other person I suggest following, not necessarily for vibe coding, although she does this too, her name is Sabrina Romanoff, and I'll share her information as well, because she just generally gives, every single day she does more than one video about how to use AI, vibe coding, all kinds of stuff. She's just really amazing. So,
Wow, thank you.
yep, you're welcome. And
Dean has a question as to what is Go High Level. It is a CRM system, and you can put all your contacts in there. You can put all the different tags. It will integrate with different systems. You can do emails I do my emails from it. I do my my newsletter goes out there every week through that. There's sales funnels that you can put on there. There's workflows where it will automatically do stuff for you. You can do landing pages in there. You can put courses in there. You can have memberships in there. There's the whole slew of tools that you can have in there, and it's just in one system.
So is that Go High Level, is that inside of ChatGPT or is it a different?
Go High Level is a separate system.
Okay. For example, I'm in real estate and I have a real estate email address. Will I be able to go in there and send things that will look like it's going from my email address, my real estate?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. In fact, in your real estate, do you have anything like because I know a lot of different real estate brokerages have their own CRM systems.
Right.
It allows you to do emails and campaigns and that sort of things as well.
Right. I have right, our CRM will do drip campaigns, will do email program, and it's really clunky. It's really difficult to use. They tell me that I'm utilizing it more than 99% of the other realtors in our company. And I suspect, I mean, I've made templates for myself. I've done a lot of different things for different occasions. I've got a template already made for it, you know, but it's just very difficult to use, very time consuming, and it doesn't look natural like it's coming from my email.
Right.
Yeah, my email is used to, well, I have an email set up in there that I use to send out. You can also do phone calls through it as well, that they have a very cheap rate for per minute that you can do phone calls. You can do SMS pushes.
Do you remember what the cost per month is for Go High Level?
I get it free through my mastermind group. But if you go through any of the people that use Go High Level, and they'll charge you anywhere from $47 up, but they limit you on what you can do. And if you want to be able to do courses and stuff, you got to pay an extra fee on top for that. I just know I get access to the entire Go High Level system through my mastermind group, and it's part of our mastermind.
Hey,
fee that we pay.
Gary,
See.
and Helen, on GHL, I'm a member of, I pay 97. That gives me one agency, 97 a month, okay?
Mhm.
Gives me an agency account. Under that agency account, I get 3 sub-accounts, unlimited funnels, unlimited landing pages. And they throw in, to get you started, no extra charge, they give you 90 days of 24/7 live support with their techies.
Awesome.
So you get to learn as you grow with DHL, because it does a hell of a lot of stuff. It's a
Mhm.
complete CRM.
Oh,
Good stuff. I use it, and I
I
grow
haven't found a
with it.
CRM that comes close to what Go High Level offers.
Especially for the money that you pay, because
Yeah.
there are more advanced CRMs out there, but oh my gosh, they're so, as you
Complicated.
said, Dean, they're clunky, but they're also complicated.
so
And
I always remember Infusionsoft keeps getting called Confusionsoft, but now they've changed it to Keep, which I don't understand. Never understood it when it was Confusionsoft. They just changed the name. It's still the same software.
So Terza or Helen, can you recommend, for example, I'm somebody that, I'm probably taking baby steps right now, but I really plan to incorporate AI into my business this year, and become a major, part of my business. So maybe it's a better value if I join a group that, the monthly fee for the group would include some of these other features. Is there anything like that you'd recommend for someone like me that, maybe wants to join a mastermind group or wants to join something else that has some of these other things included?
do you want to speak to that, Helen? Several of us in this chat. I won't name names because it's private, but it's something called the Platinum Inner Circle, and it is a fabulous business mastermind group. And the person that you would really need to talk to about that is his name is Casey Eberhardt.
Yeah,
He's a mentor.
he was on
You're
my
shaking your
podcast
head?
last night.
What?
He was on my podcast last night
There you go.
as we were celebrating the
Yep.
last day of year 6 of daily podcasts.
Yes. You
Yeah.
have been so amazing and amazingly consistent with that, Helen. So congratulations.
Thank you. 2,191 days of lives.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And was it Casey who recommended you start doing that?
So 6 years ago, in July of 6 years ago, in July 2019, he turns around and goes, Helen, I have a challenge for you. And basically it went like this. Helen, I have a challenge for you. What is it? I want you to do Facebook Lives every day for a year. Okay. It was that quick. And then it was the drive home from LA to San Diego where I was living at the time. I'm driving home in the car and I suddenly went, hang on, I just agreed to do Facebook Lives every day for a year? What the hell was I thinking? What am I going to talk about? Blah, blah, blah. He gave me no clue. He just said, what am I going to do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Well, hang on. My parents are about to arrive and then we're going to be going in my RV. We're going to be doing this big road trip. So there's 27 days done. Okay. Now what's going to happen after? I don't know. Maybe we could do other trips and things. And so my brain started going, what am I going to do for 365 days? Then it suddenly hit me that 2020 was a leap year. So I was actually going to be doing 366. And I thought, darn it, he got an extra day out of me. But I haven't stopped. So I started on the 1st of August, 2019, and I haven't stopped. I almost missed. There was one day it was 11:45 p.m. I'm brushing my teeth and I go, did I do my live today? Did I do my live today? I don't think I did my live today. So I had to go check and I got online at 11:54 p.m. Got my live done before midnight. But I did not miss that day. And only one day, because I made the rule that it counts if I am in the back of Beyond with no Wi-Fi, no signal or anything else, that if I record it at the usual time I would be broadcasting it, then as soon as I got into back into the land of the living where we had strength, where we had signal, and it got uploaded that counted, and I've only had to do that once. So that wasn't too bad. And we were beyond the back of beyond where we were. So we were way out in the boonies. But Platinum Inner Circle is a great mastermind program. We've got people from all sorts of different professions in there. Some people now have multiple businesses because of their because of what they've learned within the Platinum Inner Circle. We have Networking Riches coming up the 27th and 28th of August. And those are it's 2 days of learning before, during, and after what you do at a networking event, either online or in person. And we do a breakthrough zone, which is my favorite part, where we take somebody with their business and they help we help solve an issue that they may be having with the business, and it's a lot of brainstorming going on. And I see all these little light bulbs going off all over the place, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite thing, especially seeing the person who's in the chair suddenly realizing, oh my gosh, my business can be so much. I'm thinking of my business here in this little box, and the ideas we give you are like this big box. So it's really cool, and that's kind of a funnel, and it's a funnel into the Platinum Inner Circle, so you get a good taste of what it's like.
Which is
we can get you
fabulous.
hooked up with Casey and get you on an appointment with him to talk about the Inner Circle if you like.
Casey is amazing. The mastermind group that he has created over the past 6 years is also completely amazing, and there's been a
14
lot
years.
of transformation. How much?
Sorry, 11 years. It started in
11 years, okay.
2014. I was one of the either the first person to sign up for the group, or I'm one of the founding members. I was either the first one to sign up or I was the second one. I can't remember. Peggy and I can't remember who got our paperwork in first. But Peggy and I were 1 and 2.
Yes, we all have great, fabulous stories to share, but yes, it's worth checking out.
Mhm.
It's completely changed our lives. So
Totally lovely.
Lois, go ahead.
Have you thought about doing a thing, Terza? I used to be a teacher, so I'm really into methodologies and that sort of thing. Are we following a lesson plan or series, or have you thought about creating a lesson plan, or what's up?
I have thought about doing a lesson plan, but because I'm always trying to stay on top of whatever the latest announcements are, I kind of abandoned that idea. Plus, I wanted to be able to answer questions live. So
Great to answer questions live. Love that. You can still follow a format of types,
okay,
because it would need, so being that teacher background, steps.
I would love to chat with you about that separately for sure.
Let's do that.
I would love that. Thank you very much.
It's kind of a methodology of, with each lesson, tell me what you're gonna tell me, tell me what you told me.
Yes.
You know what? I think for I think we're all here because we're in business, right? And Tiers as a revenue platform for you, I think that this Friday format that you have is good for what it is, and maybe a lesson plan, such as Lois is suggesting. I'm sorry, or was that Emily? Maybe you would do that on a different day, and you would actually have a lesson plan and people could subscribe,
it'd
and
be
therefore
perfect.
generating revenue for you, but then it would take us on a path from, say, beginner to, after lesson 1, 2, or 3, everyone should be able to accomplish this, by the time we get to lesson 10 or 12, we're actually doing amazing things. So that might be a revenue stream for you, and it might be beneficial for someone like me.
This is
And me.
these meetings here are great. I love them. That's why I'm here. But then there's probably a number of A through Z's of different paths that different people want to take, which recordings and ChatGPT and all these bots that Terza and Helen are bringing to the table would just facilitate all kinds of opportunities, and you can monetize. And I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but I would imagine you're already doing this, Terza. You're a sharp girl. So you're very pleasant. This is very basic. It's open AI. I love that. You got a whole hour. You talk about whatever, and then people find their place. They find their need. In the beginning, they might not even know what the heck they need or what they think they even want. They don't even know that they don't know. Whatever. But you give a safe place, and people grow, and with that growth they'll step into their own chaos of growth, which is a good thing, and then they still come back to this safe place, and then you can begin to point, you know, to direction A or B or C or D, and monetize each path that people need to take. And you could record the first ones,
Right.
and then after that, just video it so that people can just watch it, and then your GPTs can answer questions and so forth. And you don't even have to be there, which pisses me off, but I can't get a hold of my doctors, and I'm talking to a secretary and it turns out to be an AI. You know, and I'm like, shit, whatever, man. But you know what you're doing. But yeah, this is great. I love it. That's why I'm here.
Thank
And
you.
I wanted to say something because I came with an agenda. Yeah, I've got something that I'm working on, and it's 24/7, and I'm no good for anything else. You know, I'm just like consumed in a forest of obligations and deadlines. So you got this open thing. It's free spirited, and it's wonderful. And you already have a basis of AI. So you're having an AI conversation, which I was unable to grasp, and I'm still grasping it. But in the beginning, all I wanted to do was come in and get a question answered. I want this, or I need that. And now
Sit down. Hurry
I'm
up.
still, very busy, but you've taken me to the place where I can step back, mellow out, and just kind of just get to know AI in a relationship, which I think is what I'm getting from you, Terza, and Helen. You guys have a whole different relationship with AI than I would typically limit myself to because of my tasks and obligations to my project.
Mhm.
So I'm appreciating that I can now come in, just hear you out, and just enjoy the ride, because AI is a heck of a lot more than what I'm building. AI is just, you're right. Yeah, no words.
Yeah, it's that. Well, thank you very much for your feedback, Joseph and Lois and Dean and Marcy. All of you guys have contributed to my journey, and I am profoundly grateful for that. So I have started putting some of these things into courses over on the Great Discovery. I haven't spent a lot of time talking about it because I have a lot more work that's unfinished and not yet published. And yet I have paths at least defined in my mind about where I can send people. But I think thank you all very much for the feedback, and I will definitely, especially with the agents helping me with some of this stuff, um, I'll be able to do a lot of things a lot more smooth, streamlined, and be able to, as you write, to guide people onto what's next for them. So I really like your idea of having a separate session, or maybe transforming this session. So I will set a time with you, Lois, and we will definitely go over that. So in the meantime,
Have fun.
But maybe you could do it at, 15 minutes on this platform, and maybe make this platform an hour and 15 minutes or so, and then go on with the open forum as you are doing now, something like that. It's just as a start to see how it goes, rather than you doing a whole new session every week,
Mhm.
And
Yes.
then we can spread through social media the value and the amazing and Terza stuff. Like, hey,
I
you guys
appreciate
got to get on this thing. It's every Friday. Help
it.
grow this thing.
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you very much. So,
Hey, Tirza, on that note of growth and so forth,
mhm.
GHL is good for that because it's a marketing CRM.
Yes, GHL is wonderful for that. Helen and I will be figuring out, either one of us or both of us, how to connect to things in the back end, such as Go High Level or Mailbox Power or Cast Magic or any of the other wonderful, amazing tools we already use. I want to get to the point where I'm not necessarily telling ChatGPT what to do. I'm going to say, you know which tools I already have. These are the things I want to accomplish. Go off and do it.
So real quick, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So let's say that you want to take what you're doing to the next level.
Mhm.
So now you're in my world, sort of. Yeah. You're in what I'm doing. So now you're in marketing more
Mhm.
so than you are now.
Yes.
And so, okay, so then you got to use something that's a marketing platform like GHL. And then in GHL, you'll be able to build a funnel, and that's going to do your calendar and your Zoom and your SMS and your email confirmations and whatever else, your SEO and a bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, then you take those links and you post them out there in cyber world, and you begin to get a lot more recognition. Uh, I would think you're looking at that point at a YouTube channel, maybe with a talk show, and then you have all these when we were talking about A through Z um, things, paths, index of what you want to offer, of the different needs that you have identified, then you can create in YouTube playlists, specific playlists. So now what you're doing is becoming public, and the search engines are looking at your watch time. They're looking at your consistency of everything that you're making public. So now this YouTube channel takes on a life of its own because of your search engines, and they feed into your website everything that you're doing. And that I do that, by the way. That's what I'm building.
Okay.
That's the idea that Facebook took from me 10 years ago, my new portal, and they called it Meta Portal. I'm doing something better now. But anyway, I already booked you for a meeting. We'll talk and we'll take from there.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So, all right. Once again, thank you all for coming, and I will get these things published and see you all next week.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see everybody.
See everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.